Success in sales, or your lack thereof, always comes back to three things. It's your pitch, your pace, and your attitude. If you had a bad day, stop blaming the leads. Stop blaming the customers. Stop making an excuse for Susie's better than me because of X, or Johnny's got more appointments because of Y. It does you no good to use those distractions for why you're not performing the way you want. Because I promise you, the day that you have a great day, you don't blame Susie or the customers or Johnny for your great day. You only blame you. So when you have a great day, the reason you had a great day is for the same reason you had a bad day when you had a bad day. And it's only because you either had your right pitch, you had the correct pace, and you had the right mindset. So let's break it down. So what does the pitch mean? The pitch is not just your elevator pitch, but it's encompassing in your elevator pitch. The pitch is the words that you say and how you deliver them. So whether that's how you deal with the gatekeeper and the words you use there, whether that's how you execute your urgency and your intensity, whether that's your ability to control the conversation, whether that is the way you hit your elevator pitch, the way you ask your questions, and how you overcame objections and asked for the meeting. All of those things are your pitch. So if you're not finding success, don't allow yourself to blame anything other than, can I have said the things I needed to say better? Could I have said better things, and could I have executed them better? And if you firmly believe that everything that you could have said, you said, and you said it as good as it can be done, then great. Let's not look at the pitch. Let's move on. But in most cases, when people aren't successful, they go right to the pitch. They go right to, what can I say differently? What can I do differently? And what they commonly do is they change the elevator pitch because they think that if they change the words, they're going to get a different outcome. But I want you guys to remember, in most cases, it's not what you say, it's how you say them. And if you say what you say with confidence, you're going to get somebody to lean in, even if it is an average pitch at best. But an average pitch said with 100% confidence is always going to get you a better outcome than a great pitch with subpar confidence. Now, the pitch is typically not the biggest reason why you had a bad day. Another thing we will look at if you had a bad day is how much effort could you have put in today? Did you maximize your full time you had on the phone today? Could you have made 10 more calls? And if you made those 10 more calls, how would that have affected your law of averages? Would you have gotten significantly better outcome or only moderately better outcome? Well, all of that comes back to the quality. So when we look at the difference between pitch and your pace, is the value distinction between your quality and your quantity. In some cases, when you're new, the best thing for you to control is the volume of quantity. That the more calls you make, the more shots you get up at the basket. You might not be as good yet, but just by putting up more shots, you have better chance of the ball going through the hoop. And as you become better, the volume of calls might not be needed because maybe you're significantly more proficient at what you do and you're not needing to make as many calls to get the outcome you need. At the end of the day, your outcome you need should be changing based off your skill set and ability. And I would say your call volume and activity and effort should never drop just because you become better. It just means you get more out of what you do. But then again, I would tell you your pitch and your pace is typically not the biggest variable for people. The number one variable is their attitude, and that's their mindset. So there will be a point. Every single one of you, no matter how confident, no matter how self-aware, no matter how good you think you are mindset-wise, you'll lose your mindset. You'll lose your attitude. A customer will piss you off. You'll get enough no's, and you'll need to understand the attitude is a fluctuating thing in sales. But there's nothing better than a confident seller who can now deliver those words with significantly more confidence, and having the right mindset. Knowing what your why is going to be the number one thing that's going to let you execute. And in most cases, you can say the exact same thing today and make the exact same amount of calls that you will tomorrow, but you're successful today more than you are tomorrow just because you maintained your attitude longer, just because you got a yes early in the day and you were able to carry that momentum through the rest of the day. The less fragile your mindset is, the more consistency you will see in your results. At the end of the day, don't blame Susie. Don't blame Johnny. Don't blame anything other than your pitch, your pace, and your attitude. If you need help once you've identified what it is, feel free to let us know. We'll be glad to help you.